Hello guys, this is Prime Concept. In this video, I want to consider an important ideal gas law, which is the Avogadro's gas law. We have studied the Charles law, Boyle's law, and this is our third law to study, Avogadro's law, Amedio Avogadro, right? So he gave us a very important law that keeps about two quantities constant. So let's look at Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law is a law that relates volume and number of mole or molecules. So let's see what it says. Avogadro's law says that at constant temperature and pressure, so this time around he's keeping these two quantities constant. If you remember, Charles' law kept mass constant, which is number of moles, and then kept what? Pressure constant. Two quantities were always kept constant. Boyle's law kept temperature constant and kept number of mole constant. So, but this time around, Avogadro is keeping pressure and temperature constant. So quickly, Avogadro's law states that at constant temperature and pressure, the volume of a gas is directly proportional to the number of molecules. At constant temperature, at constant temperature and pressure, the volume of a gas is proportional to the number of molecules. So this is what Avogadro's law is actually saying, right? So quickly, mathematically, we can write it as V proportional to the number of moles, which is still similar, proportional to number of molecules. So this is Avogadro's law. So that when you remove this, you have that V is equal to K times number of moles, right? Yes, and you can invariably say that V over number of mole is equal to K. So you can quickly say that V1 over N1 equals V2 over N2 and so on. So this is Avogadro's law. And this law follows from the assumption that was made by Avogadro. And what is the assumption? That equal volume of all gases at the same temperature and pressure contains the same number of molecules. Equal volume of all gases, any gas you bring, as long as it has the same volume, it contains the same number of molecules. What do I mean? What does it mean by that law? Say you have, let's say you have CH4, which is a gas, methane gas, and then you have 20 cm cube of this gas. Then you have, let's say, hydrogen gas, and you still have it of 20 cm cube. Now they ask you how many molecules will 20 cm cube of this contain. It's going to be the same number of molecules that are present in 20 cm cube of what? Hydrogen. So that is what the law is saying. Once the volume is the same, equal volume of all gases, no matter the gas, would contain the same number of what? Molecules. And that number of molecules we know as Avogadro's number. The number of molecules is usually denoted like this, which is actually given by 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. So this is the number of molecules that equal volume of all gases would contain, right? Yes. So quickly, we want to point out the important deductions from Avogadro's law, right? So of course, number one deduction is that the temperature and pressure are kept constant. Temperature and pressure are kept what? Constant. Very important. Number two is that, of course, very important, which I should have mentioned as one, but not a challenge. So number two is that this law would also hold under a condition of high temperature and low pressure. So this law would be true under the condition of high temperature and the condition of what? Low pressure. So that is the Avogadro's law. So if we should plot, consider the graphical illustration for Avogadro's law. So a graph. So if we plot a graph of volume versus number of mole or number of molecules, you would have that this graph is going to be a straight line or a linear graph. So this is volume against number of moles, right? It's going to be a linear graph that goes through the what? The origin, telling you that as the number of mole is increasing, the volume is what? Increasing, right? Yes. So it's very simple. The Avogadro is simply saying if I have a container that contains gas, and that gas has, let's say, the volume of that gas is, let's say, 20 cm cube. If I bring 10 cm cube of that same gas and add to it, then the new volume becomes 30. The volume would increase. When the volume increases, of course, the number of molecules would also do what? Increase, because you have increased the volume. So as you increase the volume of a gas, the number of molecules increase. That is what Avogadro is saying. So let's quickly take one simple example here. So we have this very simple problem to analyze under this law. So which says if the equation this, so let me write out the equation here, p raised to power x, v raised to power y, t raised to power z, and then n raised to power q is equal to a constant, right? Then they said if the equation this represents Avogadro's law, then the values of x, y, z, q would be what? So if you recall, first thing you want to recall is that Avogadro kept pressure and temperature to be what? Constant. So it means that Avogadro's law relates volume and number of mole, which says that volume is equal to constant times number of mole, right? This is Avogadro's law. And volume divided by number of mole is what? Constant. So that we can say that volume times number of mole raised to power minus 1 is what? Constant. So this is Avogadro's law. So if I want to do it, I can rewrite Avogadro's law by introducing pressure and temperature. So I would say pressure, since pressure is not originally present in this, I will give it a power of 0, since it was not originally present. Then next thing, I'd write volume, which has a power of what in the original equation? That's a power of 1. Then the next thing, I'd write temperature. Since temperature is not originally present here, I will give you the power of what? You are very correct, the power of 0. Then the next is number of mole to power what now? Minus 1 equal to a constant. So I'm going to compare this equation and then this one. You'd quickly notice that x, which is to the power of p, is going to be what here? X should be 0. Then y is going to be what? 1. Then z is going to be what? 0. Then q is going to be what here? Minus 1. So these are the values of x, y, z, and what? Q, for this to be Avogadro's what? Law. Thanks. I believe this is very clear to you. Do well to watch these videos from Charles' law, Boyle's law, down to this. In the next video, I'll be combining these laws. I'll be talking about the general gas laws, right? And then I'll be looking at Gay-Lussac's law. So thanks for watching. Remember, this is prime concept.